Good evening, garden friends. My children are sleeping. I'm drinking reheated coffee. This was made this morning. It's now about like 8 o'clock at night. So obviously I am not too bougie with my coffee. But I wanted to hop on and make just a little video, like 10 things to know about me, just like random things. And I feel a little bit like, I don't know, weird, like, do you guys really care about this? However, I love when I subscribe to a new channel. I love finding these videos about some of my favorite people on YouTube because it helps me understand just a little bit more about them and feel a little more connected to them, rather than just seeing all the beautiful things they're growing. So why not? Like, let's dive on in. All right, number one, and I'm kind of making these up as I go. I have a loose framework. Okay, number one is my real name is actually Catherine. So Catherine Crane is the name that I came into the world with. I don't know why my mom named me Catherine. I mean, that is her name. But since the day I was born, I've been called Noelle. It's actually my middle name. So everyone in the world knows me as Noelle. But yeah, Catherine is my real name. Just random. All right, number two. Reed and I actually met on a blind date. So my cousin went to fire school with Reed, and I don't know how this happened. My cousin was like, hey, I know a guy your age. I guess that was the only requirement. He told me he could run really fast, which Reed can. And so he gave Reed my number, and we met up at Hattie's. It's a restaurant in like this cool area of Dallas, Bishop Arts. And we stayed for, I think the date lasted like 4 hours. Like, we were just asking each other questions and getting to know each other. And it was my first blind date to go on, and apparently my last. So gardening is now a big focus in my life, and I've always dabbled in it, not to this extent by any means. But before that, my love, and still is, has been yoga. I started practicing when I was 18 at a studio in Austin called Black Swan Yoga. It was like hot power yoga, which now you wouldn't catch me dead in one of those studios. That's not my jam. I like just kind of laying on the floor and rolling around a little bit, taking some deep breaths. But yeah, I've been practicing for about 12 years. By no means like every day or anything like that, but yoga has been a big part of my adult life, and I really do believe like it's contributed to, I don't know, just my joy for living and being able to stay somewhat calm, doing all these little projects we do and having kids that are so young and so close together. So anyways, yeah, yoga is good for your brain. Okay, here's a fun fact that not a lot of people know, besides those who knew me before college, but I have an undergraduate degree in ceramics. I got a bachelor's of fine art from University of Texas, so spent some time in Austin, and I fell in love with art in high school after I quit cheerleading. I just went and like hung out in the art wing for the rest of my days. And didn't really know what I wanted to do specifically. I saw Barbara Walters special like on 2020 or something like that about art therapy, and I thought that was the route that I was going to take. So I just went ahead and continued with ceramics. I had a badass teacher in high school named Annie Foster, and she still teaches in Dallas. But yeah, she inspired me, and I continued with it. Do I do ceramics now? No. Do I wish I did? Yes. Like, I crave just messing around with clay, and need to get a kiln for the garage one day. But yeah, I have a whole degree in ceramics that was a lot of fun for those 4 years. Speaking of college, I guess this started like my freshman year of college. Well, I became a vegetarian, and I did that for like a little over, I think, 5 years. I was a vegetarian, and it's so funny when you tell people you're a vegetarian. They're like, oh, like do you wear hemp clothing and do you smoke weed? Like they just like associate it with all these things. But really I just wanted to do it just to, I don't know, try it. And what broke the streak was actually, I went to La Madeline and I was dating Reed at this time. And it's just funny because he was kind of like a country boy, loved barbecue, and I was this weird hippie vegetarian. But anyways, what broke the streak was I went to La Madeline, ordered a salad, and I thought it was pecans on top, just wasn't paying attention. Y'all, it was bacon, and my brain cells lit up when I had that taste of bacon. And 5 years of being a vegetarian was fine and dandy, but I was ready to return to meat. So please don't like throw any shade at me on the comments or whatever, because now I consider myself a flexitarian. I eat what I want. So sometimes it's vegetarian meals, and Reed and I have a lot of bomb recipes in that vein, and sometimes I like a steak. So flexitarian, that's what's up. One thing that I always thought about myself when I envisioned my future, I really thought I was gonna be a boy mom. Like I was like prepared. I thought I'd be really good at it. Just being in recovery from like eating disorders and things like that in the past, I really did not want to have girls just because I didn't think I could like handle all that. Like you just gotta guide them right, like you have to do the same with sons, but for some reason girls felt like really high pressure to me, to like do it right and build their confidence and let them know that they're worthy and all that. Again, this is kind of like being stereotypical with genders, but just in my head I thought I was gonna be a boy mom. Here I am now with 2 girls, and I couldn't imagine life any other way. I love it. It is so much fun, and I do take it really seriously. Like I really want to raise like strong, just like semi-angry like really passionate women, that can hold their own. So but they're both like super sweet and just like the best. So yeah, thought I was gonna be a boy mom. Here I am sitting a girl mom. I have no tattoos, which actually surprises quite a few people, I guess because of my free spirit. I don't know, but I did want to actually share this with you. This is funny that made it on my list. But today I was showing Lily how temporary tattoos work. I thought she'd be so into it. She's more into coloring on herself with a pen, but I got this sick tat today. Oh yeah, got this on my baby moon / honeymoon with Reed and Maui. It's a temporary tattoo from a luau, and I stuck it on and just didn't realize like she didn't give a flip. So now I'm tatted up temporarily. I look such a goof. This is the confession. I love caffeine, obviously. It's like 8 o'clock and I'm drinking coffee from this morning. But aside from that, I hoard mugs. Like out the yin yang, I've really pared down my collection to the ones I love, but whenever we travel, which is not very often anymore, I love to find like artisan mugs, like hand thrown or hand built, like glazed. I love mugs, and I know I'm not alone in that. But yeah, now I have to be really selective because, space. And lastly, I don't even know like if this was 10 or whatever, but last little tidbit to share is our dreams. So my first dream is to have a booth at the Rockwall Farmers Market. So Rockwall is like my hometown, and it's got this cute little downtown square, and I just have a dream of like sharing all the cool heirloom vegetables that we grow, like our orange okra and our blue tomatoes, and just really helping people fall in love with heirloom varieties and just growing food. Also like sharing our spice mixes, and I make a killer sandwich bread and our eggs. So anyways, this year we're focusing on like providing for our family, but the goal for me is I'd love to share with my community in that way. So we're being at a farmer's market. Okay, but the big goal for Reed and I, and this is like a total pipe dream, like we have zero like infrastructure like moving towards this, but we would love to own a bed and breakfast. So ladies, let me tell you, like marry a guy who can cook. It's such a blessing. I actually didn't do the cooking in the beginning of our relationship. Reed totally did. Like, he did all the cooking, and he's just like bomb at it. I think being a firefighter helps with that because he has to cook at work. But yeah, he would love to do the cooking. I would love to do the decorating, just dreaming of like some acreage. It could be in like Canton, Texas. It could be in Maui. You know, who knows? But having a bed and breakfast where we just have like chickens and cook people breakfast and eat biscuits with them. And I don't even know what you do at a bed and breakfast really when you own one. Probably not eat biscuits with everyone, but at ours, you would. So stay tuned, y'all, for Baker Bed and Breakfast somewhere in the United States, probably with really good biscuits and farm fresh eggs. Okay, I think that wraps it up. I'm sure there's more things to know about me, but that's just what was off the top of my head tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. May you find the bounty in your own life and all the beauty that it holds, and we'll see you guys soon.